Lulama Matya, SABC News acting Parliament editor, joins us now. Lulama, very good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. The ad hoc committee investigating allegations made by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi resumes with hearings. What are the expectations on that front?
Good afternoon, Paul and SABC viewers. Yes, the committee starts with public hearings looking into this matter on Wednesday. The first witness this year that will be appearing before the ad hoc committee is former National Police Commissioner Homotso Phahlane. And Paul, I must indicate that big names have been lined up as well for this month of January to appear before the committee. On Friday, it is going to be Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo. But I think, as well, I must mention that the interest that some of the names that will draw interest on these public hearings are two individuals. Paul O'Sullivan, who is a private investigator, and Brown Mokhotsi, who is a businessman from Northwest. The two have requested to testify via a virtual platform. They are raising concerns around security, but the committee has vehemently rejected that proposal. And as I say, they have been scheduled to appear on the 22nd. It's Paul O'Sullivan, and then on the 29th is Brown Mokhotsi. So we will see how that is going to pan out. Is their request being accepted? Will the committee actually change its stance and accept their proposal to testify on a virtual platform, or they will be dragged to come and testify in person, whether they are kicking or screaming, as if I'm quoting from one of the members of the committee, that their rules are against a virtual platform. All witnesses must testify in person.
Yeah. With South Africa's biggest challenge and perhaps most pressing challenge around growing the economy, we understand that the National Assembly will reconvene this week to pass the medium-term budget policy statement that was tabled by Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana in November. It's usually passed before the end of the year, but the delay has been caused by the many hiccups experienced during the tabling and passing of the national budget. What can we expect on that front?
Indeed, Paul, it's unprecedented for the National Assembly to sit before the State of the Nation address that is scheduled for February, where the President addresses the nation. But it's going to be sitting on Tuesday to consider the medium-term budget policy statement. We know that it's usually tabled by Finance Minister in October. But this year, it was tabled in November due to the challenges that were experienced with the tabling and adoption of the national budget in February. Viewers will remember that there was even a court case on that matter. There was first, Godongwana initially could not table the budget due to disagreements within the cabinet on the proposal to increase VAT. Then the matter was taken to court, and ultimately the budget was tabled later in the year, mid-year, and then it was approved. I think it was around in May. So that whole process impacted on the tabling of the medium-term budget policy statement. Hence, it was tabled in November, and now it will be adopted. It will be considered on Tuesday. Also, Paul, I think one thing I must mention during that sitting, one of the amendments that the National Assembly will consider is the Adjustments Appropriation Bill. where that bill addresses the shortfall resulting from the withdrawal of international donor funding to the health sector. South Africans will remember that early last year, U.S. President Donald Trump announced the ending of the PEPFAR-funded HIV organizations in the country. So now that shortfall of funding has been accommodated in the medium-term budget policy statement. Hence, now also the House will consider that amendment bill when it passes the MTBPS on Tuesday.
Lulama, we also understand that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be visiting the United Arab Emirates from tomorrow on an official visit. What is he doing there?
Let me start, by saying that the two countries are enjoying a cordial bilateral relations. The president has been invited by the head of state of the UAE, and he will participate in the Abu Dhabi Sustainable Week. The UAE is one of the major investors in the country. If you're looking in the sectors of transport, logistics, as well as renewable energy. So the president is going there, participating in that Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, as well as also looking into deepening the trade relations between the two countries. If you're looking at how trade relations has been between UAE and South Africa, in 2024, bilateral trade between the two countries reached $5.22 billion, with SA exports totaling $2.68 billion, and imports from UAE reaching $2.96 billion. So the president is going there, looking into strengthening those bilateral relations between the two countries.
Very well. Thank you very much, giving us some insight there on the week ahead. And so far as the political desk is concerned,